Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Good. Cold. If everybody would kind of funnel in and take a seat, we'll get started here. Thanks to everyone for braving the cold and coming out. We're excited to start a brand new year. For those of you who haven't been to 1 Million Cups before, we are an educational program. We bring 2 startups out to the community. They present their business, and then we do about 15 minutes of question and answers. We'll start with our expert panel. They'll lead off our questions, and then we'll walk around with a microphone and accept questions. So to get us started, we'll have our panel introduce themselves. If you guys want to put in a quick blurb.
Ladies first. Hi, everyone. I'm Shelly Kramer. I own a marketing consulting agency in Kansas City called V3 Integrated Marketing, and I'm a brand strategist focused on helping people leverage the web for growth.
My name is Milton Jeffrey. I'm one of the organizers here with 1 Million Cups, and my background is in software development. We build mobile apps and web apps, as well as I specialize in business finance.
My name is Nathan Kurtz. I work here in the entrepreneurship department at the Kauffman Foundation.
All right, excellent. So just quick show of hands, how many people here are doing 1 Million Cups for the first time? Awesome. Well, welcome. Okay, so one thing we're doing for 2015 is we're going to get a little more social. So if you notice up here, we've got our Facebook page. Every Wednesday, we're going to make a new event. We're going to share who the presenters are going to be. So please feel free to like and follow the 1 Million Cups Facebook page. And while you're here, I believe you can check in and say that you attended. So feel free to check in, let everyone know that you're out here on a Wednesday helping inspire and give feedback to these great entrepreneurs. We're your organizers team. My name's Lance Windhals, Courtney Chapman, Brian Azorski. And last announcement here this morning, Savannah, Georgia, and Tallahassee, Florida have just joined the 1 Million Cups program. So we're now up to 68 cities. All right, so there you go. All right, so first up is Liz Zutherland, and she's going to tell us about Happy Bottoms.
Thank you. Thanks, Lance, and thanks everyone for having me here this morning. My name is Liz, and I am the executive director of Happy Bottoms. My background is I'm a pharmacist, and I worked in the pharmaceutical industry and medical industry for 25 years or so, and I retired. But I wasn't done. I was really bored. And so I had a lot of these skills that I wanted to put to work, and ran into this opportunity with Happy Bottoms and found out that I'm very passionate about putting diapers on babies. I didn't know that. I have kids, of course, but I didn't realize that this was going to become such a big part of my life. So what is Happy Bottoms? Happy Bottoms is Kansas City's diaper bank. And a diaper bank is almost exactly like a food bank, except our commodity is diapers. You may be asking yourself, why on earth do children need diapers? Aren't they covered by something within the safety net? If you're a low-income family, can't you buy them with food stamps? What about the WIC program? Doesn't it cover diapers? Well, the answer to that is no. Nothing covers diapers. So what Happy Bottoms does is that we provide diapers through a system of partner agencies to the 6 counties that surround Kansas City. And just as a fact to keep in the back of your mind, there are over 17,000 children in our community of diaper age that don't have a clean and enough diapers. So what's diaper need? Well, diaper need is the struggle to be able to provide enough diapers for your baby. 1 in 3 moms in the United States is in need of diapers. Diapers are very expensive. Diapers cost often between $80 and $100 a month, with an average of about $1,000 a year per child to diaper them with disposable diapers. So probably some of you are saying, well, what about cloth diapers? Why don't you guys use cloth? Well, the families we serve don't have any way to sanitize a cloth diaper. There's no laundry facility, there's often no soap, there's no hot water, so a cloth diaper becomes an expensive disposable. And there have actually been studies that have been done on diaper need, and what it says is that it's more stressful to have a need for diapers for your baby than it is to have a need for food. And why is that? Well, probably because there are a lot of food pantries. So you may not be able to find the food you love, but you actually can find food. But often you can't find those diapers that you need for your baby because there aren't any diapers out there. So Happy Bottoms works with a system of partner agencies to get diapers out the door. We started doing this, actually, my sister-in-law, who's my partner in crime, helped me take this over in January of 2011. When we started, we had an envelope with $1,400, a website, and a 501c3. And we had some agencies that our founder had kind of set up this partner relationship with, but we had no diapers. So we spent the first 3 months trying to figure out how we were going to attack this problem to make a sustainable organization for Kansas City. And this chart really charts the growth of our children who have been covered with diapers. So if you look at April, the bottom line there, in 2011, our first month we distributed diapers to 148 kids. In December of 2014, we distributed diapers to 2,752 children in the metro. In 2014, we distributed over 1,138,000 diapers alone. So how do we do this? We're just like any other company. And when we took this over, we decided we were going to apply for-profit business principles to a nonprofit to see if we could create this sustainable organization. We gave ourselves a 5-year time limit because we said if we can't get this done in 5 years, we're probably never going to be able to get it done. And that pressure of time and an exit strategy, as many of you entrepreneurs well know, often helps you be even more successful and focused on your goal. We do it through the same things you do: collaboration, sales, marketing. Collaboration for us was the key. We had no resources when we started, so we had to collaborate with other agencies to be able to get what we needed. We collaborated with harvesters to be able to buy diapers at less than retail. We collaborated with Hope Faith Ministries to actually get our very first warehouse space. You say, what do we sell? We sell our cause. We sell every day. We sell to funders who are going to provide the funding that we need to do what we do. It costs $487,000 for us to be able to provide diapers to these children. So we have to raise a lot of money. We use marketing, same way many of you use marketing. You saw on that slide I presented before that a lot of our marketing pieces include political slogans that are turned on edge, such as life, liberty, and diapers for all, or the butt stops here, or all butts are created equal. So we use a lot of marketing. We're on social media, and I'll show you a lot of the items on that. We use this system of partner agencies for the 3 programs that we have. One program is the ongoing supply of diapers to the family every month. The family goes back to that agency, they get the diapers from the agency, and they can come back the next month and get diapers up until the child has been there for 2 years. We have a number of agencies who also supply emergency diapers for families. Those diapers can be, for a time of crisis. And we launched a 3rd program last year with hospitals to actually distribute the size 1 diaper when the newborn goes home from the hospital, so that we'd get to that baby right at the start of the need that they have. We've used data systems. One of the things we spent a lot of time with was deciding if we're going to do this and we're going to build a business, we need to know who are we providing these diapers to. We need to know a lot of the things that grant makers ask us about the children we serve, such as their poverty level. What zip code do they live in? Male, female, what's the ethnicity of this child? And for us, diaper size was the most important piece of data we collected because our system size matches the right size diaper to that child every month. And this is a little more complex than you would think it needs to be, because everybody's like, well, you just need diapers. Well, you got a size 5 baby and a size 1 diaper, you still don't have a diaper. So our data system allows us to do that. We built this data system in Google Docs, and through a wonderful sponsorship from VML, they took our Google Docs platform and put it into Drupal on our website, which allowed us to have a tremendous reporting capacity, which improved the efficiency of our ability to create these orders. We started buying equipment. We have packaging equipment that we bought in 2013 because we repackage all of the diapers we provide to families. We don't give it away in the manufacturer packaging for a lot of reasons I won't get into. If you're curious, I'll let you know that. And then this year, in 2014, we were fortunate enough to have Hallmark come in and bring to us the services of 2 lean management consultants who took our process and helped us work all the inefficiencies out of the process and create the capacity to put all these diapers out into the community. So now we put out about 100,000 diapers a month, and we probably have the capacity today to put 125 to 150,000 diapers out into the community. We use volunteers. Being a nonprofit, it's great. We have over 1,000 people who helped us last year get those diapers out the door. They spent more than 5,200 hours helping do that, and if you put that into number of people that could have been employed full-time, that's more than 2.5 people. Volunteers are key to our success. Volunteers like coming and doing things with us. In fact, when we do our customer satisfaction surveys, we find that 91% of them say they find it to be either extremely or very meaningful, the work that they actually do for us. We're in the process of transformation into paid staffing. So I mentioned we had a 5-year plan. We are in the 5th year now, starting January of this year, and we will be hiring that last important person, which is a paid executive director to replace me. I've been doing this as a volunteer, and to be honest with you, we actually have gotten turned down on grants because we don't have a paid executive director. So it's the last piece in the puzzle. We will end up then with 5 full-time paid staff and 1 part-time. So this is just a data chart. It's got a ridiculous amount of numbers. I'm violating every principle of good slide making here, but I wanted to show you that the growth that we've achieved in the short period of time has been truly amazing. It's because we've had incredible people who have helped us with this, and we've used the same principles you apply in for-profit businesses to create something that we hope will always be here for Kansas City's babies. When we first started out, there was no other diaper bank that we could model. I'm showing you a picture of the National Diaper Bank Network's conference that was held here in Kansas City. And they chose Kansas City because they wanted to show Happy Bottoms to the other diaper bankers around the country. So in October, we hosted a dinner for 80 other diaper bankers around the country to see how we do what we do. And one of the things that they are most amazed at is the Kansas City's community to respond when we ask for support around what we do. These are the babies. We serve these babies. And this is the most fun part of what we do, is actually getting to know some of the kids and their moms. And these families are often very hardworking families who just need enough help to be able to get them through. As I mentioned, want to go back one? We are on social media. We are very fortunate to have a board member who has been in the media, and she takes care of a lot of this for us. And so if you go to any one of our social media sites, we hope you will find something that will help you understand more about Happy Bottoms. The little QR code links you to one of our videos, and there are a couple of great YouTube videos that we have. So that's Happy Bottoms. And should I stop for questions?
Yeah, we'll open it up for questions. We'll start over here with our expert panel. Go ahead.
What a great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm a strategist, so I'm in the business of picking stuff apart all the time. And I started my day by looking at your website to see how many things I could find wrong with it, because that's how I think.
Me too.
And usually when I'm looking at startups, I find a lot of things that are wrong. And I usually hate dark sites with white copy. That's kind of a major violation for me, but I even like that. So you got me before you even did your presentation. Very well done. I think that what I noticed, I don't have a lot of questions at this point, but I think that what I noticed is, in the notes that I took as I was listening to you, what I find in the startup space and in the small to mid-sized business space, a lot of times companies don't understand the importance of marketing, so they have a great idea and they don't allocate any money to marketing. It happens in the startup world all the time, and they don't understand the importance of data, and they don't understand why it's important to collaborate. And you've nailed all 3 of those.
Thank you.
And so the lessons that I hope that people in this room take away is how important that is. So my question to you is, how did you nail that? How did you identify the people that you wanted to collaborate with? How did you entice them to say yes? That's what I'd like to hear.
Okay, well, thank you for all of that. I appreciate it very much. We were fortunate enough that I have a bit of a business background, so that helps. And when our founder had been a previous employee of VML. So VML was already looped into Happy Bottoms before I came along. And also our name had already been developed before I came along. So that side of it was already brought into the organization. But really, you know, our first 3 months, we spent developing a strategic plan and looking at every aspect of our business, whether it was going to be who are we serving or how are we going to get it done, to how are we going to get the money, to, you know, many things like eventually if we hire people, we need human resources support and all these other things. So we laid out a complete plan, and then we started thinking about who do we know? Who do we know? And one of our best strategies was we went to other nonprofits that we found to be tremendously successful in the community, or nonprofits that people were supporting very generously, because we were hoping that that same generosity would be afforded to us. So we went and met with them, and we said, okay, tell us all about you, and then we collected things from them. One was, we went to Operation Breakthrough, and we collected Sister Berta Saylor for our board. That is a huge benefit to Happy Bottoms, to have someone from the community who understands. So it was really a strategy of thinking about what is it that we need to build this business? How can you get it if you don't have money? And you know, we were never gonna have anything to sell. The revenue stream is a challenge for a nonprofit. So that was kind of our thinking. Does that?
Well, the other thing I noticed as I was stalking you this morning was that I noticed your board, and I was very impressed by the board. So I think that's a good takeaway as well. You know, it's just like, wow, these are impressive people in our community that are behind this organization. Why wouldn't I want to be a part of this? Why wouldn't I want to give money? So I think that was key.
Thank you very much.
Great presentation. That was fantastic. My question is, how do families find out about this service? How do they actually get the diapers? And then secondly, how is it working with the hospitals?
Okay, so families already come to many social service agencies throughout the metro. And so what we do is we partner with these agencies who already have the families coming to them, and then the families can access the diapers through the agency. We have 27 agencies today at 33 different locations that do the monthly program or emergency services or both. And we also have kind of a, what should I call it? A period of time twice a year where we take on new agencies. So we're getting ready to head into that in January, and we base the number of agencies and children we can take on what we believe our budget will be as far as how much fundraising we can do. So it's really all about that. Also, we have, you know, there are places that are on our website where it says, here's how you get the diapers from Happy Bottoms, so that people, when they call us, we say, hey, just go to our agencies, they're the ones that give you the diapers. Okay, so that was question one, and the second part was?
Oh, how is the process getting into hospitals?
Hospitals. Okay, so the whole hospital program came about because when you're a nonprofit, you end up doing things you wouldn't do as a normal business if you have an opportunity to get a large quantity of something you need desperately, and for us, that's diapers. And we had the opportunity to work with the National Diaper Bank Network and Huggies and actually acquire 1 million diapers a year for only an administrative fee. So in 2014, we paid $30,000 for 1 million diapers. That's 3 cents a piece. Anybody who's ever bought a diaper knows that's like a 22-cent discount. So in that million, though, you have to take them all in one day, so you got to have the warehouse for them, and you have no idea what's going to be in that truck, and you got to take it anyway, whether it's a size you need or not. And this is kind of a fun little slide I'll just go to because it's fun. And this is the utilization of sizes of diapers. As when we send 100,000 diapers out the door a month, you can see the most used sizes are sizes 4 and 5. Babies get to 4 and 5, they hang out in those diaper sizes. Size 1, almost nothing, 6%. So in our load of 1 million diapers, we got 400,000 size 1 diapers. 8 years worth of size 1 diapers. How are we gonna find a way to get those diapers on baby bottoms? Fast, because that's what we need to do. That's our mission. So we were brainstorming one day, and we're like, hospitals. Hospitals have those newborns. Those newborns are going to need those diapers. If you're a low-income family, you go home and the expense all of a sudden skyrockets. Let's get them the diapers. So then we went out to several hospitals around Kansas City who have a high number of low-income births. And we've had 3 of them already become partners. That's Truman, Children's Mercy, and Shawnee Mission Medical Center. And we have 2 others that we're in the paperwork process with because we've still got a lot of size 1 diapers to get out the door. So it's a long answer, I apologize.
Thank you. Again, great presentation. It seems like you've built a lot of good relationships that have really been to your value. And so I listened to what you were saying earlier, and you mentioned that you were able to launch 3 programs last year, which I think you just answered part of how you got to that with the hospitals. But you were able to use the lean methodology to work out a lot of the inefficiencies in your business. So my question to you is, being that you're more efficient now, what is your biggest challenge at this point, or your new challenge, so to speak?
Okay, I'm going back to my 3 questions. Because so the first inefficiencies we had was all around how to use the data, how to take enough work out of collecting the data to create orders with. So that was the first part. The second part was, how do we get more diapers wrapped and ready to go out the door? That was the piece of equipment. The Hallmark piece was coming in and reorganizing our warehouse so that it actually is a real processing space. So the next thing is taking work out of the system is really now all about helping our agencies get the diapers in the hands of the family faster and more efficiently. So one of our big asks from this group is, we need help with designing an electronic application for the agencies that we partner with to use with the families when they collect the diapers. So that's really the next step that we hope to take work out of the process, because whether it's work on our end or whether it's work on their end, it's still work that has to be done to get diapers in the hands of kids. So we believe that if we were to design an application that the family could be on board with, and that when they went to the agency to pick up the diapers, they could sign in or do something very quickly. It could identify that that's Tommy's father, and Tommy's father is here to grab size 4 diapers for Tommy, and that whole process could electronically record the distribution of diapers and the fact, yeah, Tommy's in a 4, he's going to be in 4 a long time, so we'll order size 4 for next month. So that's one of the biggest steps that we think will help improve our efficiency. There's so many of them, I probably don't want to get into all of them because I'm sure I'm running out of time. So does that help, Bill?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
got a question in the back over here. I'm going to go for it.
Well, it certainly. Hello? Okay, there we go. I was going to just say, it certainly sounds like you have to deal with a lot of crap in your day-to-day business. And in fact, I'm almost tempted to say you have a really shitty business, but I wasn't going to go there. Anyway, I have 3 kids. 1 is still in diapers, and so a lot of what you're saying resonates with me. One of the things we did, diapers are really expensive, even for us, it seems like. We got involved in a Delve marketing study that had a free diaper thing, you know. I was wondering if you had ever heard of that or pursued any connections there. And then also, I was thinking about when our kids go through diapers, every time they level up to the next diaper, we're usually left with half a pack of unused diapers, which I don't even know how we get rid of those. I guess we give them to a friend or something.
No, give them to me.
So obviously now I'm thinking, well, it would be great to give them to someone like you in your organization. Do you have any of those kind of like outreach initiatives to parents that have babies, kids leveling up, discarding these half packs of diapers, like maybe MOPS groups around, which seems to me like a key place connector for you. Those 2 questions make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me start with diapers first. We actually take all the half packs of diapers you could possibly ever give us. So we have donation spots around the metro. If you look on our website, there's a list of those. We also have a warehouse in Lenexa where we take those half packs of diapers. We work with organizations who do diaper drives for us. And that means that they're going out and acquiring diapers. And we actually love the half pack because we're going to rewrap it anyway. So we would love to have those diapers. And we work with MOPS groups, we work with church groups, we work with all kinds of people. And we have a huge list of volunteers that help with helping us get those diapers. The second one was the marketing thing where you work with a company that you're doing a survey and they would provide you free diapers. We have not been involved with that. So maybe afterward I could speak with you and learn a little more about that.
Great. We'll go ahead and open it up to the crowd. So if anybody else has a question, just raise your hand and we'll come by.
Question here. Have you considered the market for the elderly? When Tommy gets to be 95, if he doesn't eat his apples and bananas, he's going to need diapers too.
You know, we absolutely have considered that, but we're so far from getting to all the babies. We feel like we got to solve the baby problem before we can go to the problem of the elderly. And there are diaper banks around the country that do both, but it's very difficult to do both well. And so we figure we'll get the babies first, then maybe we'll move on and try to get to the senior population.
Yes, great idea. I have a friend that is pregnant, and she is also a couponer, and there's a huge coupon community here in Kansas City. Have you been able to tap into that? Those moms go crazy, and they're always looking for good organizations to support like this one.
So it's funny, but because of the fact we can buy diapers so inexpensively, the retail coupon is not of great value to us. However, we have a volunteer group that takes all those little yellow stickers out of the Huggies diapers, and they send in all the serial numbers, and we get free diapers from that. So we have a group of people who are, you know, amazing in that they spend time every night entering all those numbers. So we don't take the retail coupon just because I can buy diapers through other sources way less. The coupons? But oh, if they would donate diapers, yeah, bring it on. I would love to talk about that. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Thank you.
We've got a question here to your left.
Do you work with harvesters?
We have worked with Harvesters. In fact, in the beginning, Harvesters was one of the only places that would sell us diapers less than retail. And so we bought diapers from them starting in April of 2011, and where that really little line was on my graph, we were actually distributing our diapers out of the Harvesters parking lot. That was how close we were with Harvesters. Now that we've grown bigger, we can actually buy diapers cheaper, and they don't really want to be in the diaper business, but Norm Bowers and I talk a lot, and he's been a tremendous help to us, and you know, we have worked with Harvesters, and they've provided also some warehousing expertise for us early on as well.
I used to volunteer at a food bank, and diapers were always in great need. Do you connect with then individual food banks, or how do you get the diapers?
We actually, you know, whether it's an acquisition or distribution question, we don't acquire diapers through them. We don't distribute to the food bank. We distribute to the individual agency. So like the food bank distributes to an agency to distribute their food, and which is, that agency is often the pantry. We work with other agencies that distribute the diapers. So we may be working with some of the same pantries that Harvesters also works with to have an adequate supply of food.
Liz, one final question. What can we as a community do to help you?
Okay, so here's my 3 questions. I've already explained number 1, so I'll skip that. Getting our message out in the community, because what we find is that when people become aware of this need, they want to support it, whether it's becoming an ongoing monthly donor and sending us $10 a month, and we do a lot with $10, it's pretty amazing, or whether it's coming out and bringing a volunteer group. We have a great space. Sometimes corporations want to do a volunteer day, and if they want to come in and volunteer with us. And through that, we're also looking for corporate sponsors. We have sponsors who help us with printing. We told you about VML. We've got sponsors who are like Hallmark, and they donate all kinds of things to us. So we're always looking for that. And what we find is the more people talk about us, they come up with the ideas of how they can help Happy Bottoms. And we're so happy to have you come, see our warehouse, see how we do it, and tell us how to do it better. Because quite honestly, we know it's always a work in process. The last thing is, as I mentioned, we're recruiting for someone to replace me. I'm looking for a general manager. You know, I've got people on our staff now who have great expertise in nonprofit. Our program manager's got a master's in social work. We just hired a development director who has experience, you know, all those kinds of things we've got. But what we need is the person who's going to stand up here in a year and be able to speak to an audience and going to manage Happy Bottoms. And so if you have thoughts about individuals or how you'd go about recruiting your general managers for your companies, I would love to chat with you about that. Thank you all very, very much.
Here we go. Thank you. Okay, first off, today we actually have a live announcement. I would like to welcome Ann Holliday. She is going to tell you a little bit more about the Downtown's annual luncheon this Friday.
Good morning. Glad to be here, venturing out in the cold with the rest of you. I'm here with my colleague, Mike Hurd, who's the Director of Marketing for the Downtown Council. We wanted to invite you all to attend the Downtown Council's annual luncheon, which is Friday at from 11 a.m. to 1:30 in the Grand Ballroom of the Convention Center. This year, our keynote speaker is Lee Gallagher. She is an editor with Fortune magazine and has written a very interesting book called The End of the Suburbs, Where the American Dream is Moving. So her keynote speech will focus on the rise of central cities and changing dreams of young Americans. We think you'll find it very interesting. We're also going to celebrate some of our what we call our urban heroes. Let me tell you who they are quickly. Shauna Jernigan and Rusty Sneary, who are founders of The Living Room. Martin Meany, as a marketing volunteer with the Crossroads Community Association. Dave Sullivan with Arts Tech, and then Jason Swords, who's a downtown developer. We'll be giving our preeminent civic award to Tom Trebon. And now I'm going to let Mike speak about some special announcements we'll be making at the luncheon.
Thank you, Ann. It's good to see you all this morning. In fact, one of the real reasons we wanted to be with you is to tell you about a special announcement that we're going to be making at the luncheon. The Downtown Council at the luncheon on Friday is going to announce Launch KC, which is the newest business model grants competition for tech startup companies. The announcement's going to be made on Friday. You can already get a sneak preview of what we're up to on our launchkc.org website. But in essence, it's a new economic development initiative launched by the Downtown Council in partnership with the Economic Development Corporation of Kansas City. And it's really funded through the state. The Missouri Technology Corporation has given us a $250,000 grant that we have now matched with local corporate, public, and philanthropic dollars to get the program started. And next week, we're due to hear news of a second grant from the state to help continue to fund this. But the bottom line is that we are going to begin an application process on March 31st, a 90-day application window that will be seeking the best business models around the country for tech startups with high growth potential to stay in downtown or KCMO to help build jobs and businesses here in Kansas City. So if you are that kind of candidate, or if you know people who might have an idea for a tech business startup with high growth potential, we'd like you to know about Launch KC. Again, the announcement's going to be made on Friday. The website goes officially live on Friday. You can also follow us on Twitter currently at Go Downtown KC, but we will welcome your involvement, and we look forward to telling you more. And Ann will tell you more about how we can welcome you into the luncheon on Friday.
Thanks, Mike. So we hope you can join us Friday. We are actually sold out, and however, I have saved 2 tables to offer complimentary tickets to members of Million Cups. You know, startups and entrepreneurs might find our $100 price tag a little intimidating, but we'd really love to have you join us. If you are interested in taking one of those seats, please email me. It's going to be first come, first serve, and my email address is ann@downtownkc.org. I think it's up on the screen. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so real quick, the rest of the announcements are on the sheets that are in the back of the room. I just wanted to give everybody a heads up about next week. Kansas City is hosting the Gigabit City Summit in Kansas City, so there'll be civic leaders, community members, tech people kind of running around the city at different events. They are attending 1 Million Cups next week, so we're going to have 1 Million Cups in this room and also in the Kaufman Labs next door. Both rooms will be full. We will have the presenters presenting in each room and kind of switching. So there'll be a lot going on next week. We hope you can join us. And then I would also like to introduce our second presenter today. It is Frank Tarantino from Fresh to Desk KC. Also want to thank him for bringing all the fresh fruit today, so please give a shout out to Frank.
Morning, everyone. My name is Frank Tarantino, and I own Fresh to Desk KC. Like Courtney mentioned, there's a lot of bananas, apples, pears. I also have a box of, which I'll get into, of vegetables. If anyone has a big family or knows someone, come over, it's yours. First come, first serve. So I believe that if I could provide you with easy access to delicious, healthy produce, I can improve some of your lives. I have a brief presentation. I have 3 parts to it, and I'm looking forward to all your questions at the end. I'm going to talk about my story, the problem, and my solution. So I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always felt like I've been an entrepreneur. I've always been a problem solver. I've always been someone that likes to be the master of my own destiny. I like being on my own and following my own path in life. Somehow I became a lawyer, and I hated it. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was young and had a bad attitude, but I didn't like the negative aspects of it every day. So I was thinking about quitting, and around that time, September 11th happened. A few months later, my mom passed away from cancer. It was a really hard time for me. And a couple years after that, I decided, I'm going to quit practicing law. I'm looking for a better quality of life, and I'm going to do kind of what I want to do, which I didn't really know what that was at the time. So I went into sales. I basically went into sales because I love to go to lunch and I love to bullshit with people. I did really well at it. I did it for over 10 years. Most of it was media sales. I did really well. But after about 10 years, I was kind of getting burned out, wanted to be on my own, wanted to be my own boss. And at that time, I also got melanoma. So the doctors took a chunk out of my arm. I'm left with this cool scar. I'm okay now. At the same time, my brother got colon cancer. He's doing well after a couple surgeries. He's doing good. And so I kind of all those events and looking for a quality of life, I decided it was time to take action and take some risks with my life. So I heard about this company in California that was delivering fresh produce to offices. And I was like, well, that's a simple idea. I've been trying to eat healthier now with the whole cancer scares in my family. And I thought maybe that's something simple I could do in Kansas City. And through my research, I found one of Kansas City's largest produce wholesalers started a similar company. I met with them. I bought the company last January. So, issues with the company that I bought. It was a big challenge. The website was terrible. They had major errors, major problems. They were making deliveries and never getting paid on it and didn't know. They were also getting paid and not making the deliveries, which made some customer service issues. The subscription model was thus broken, delivery costs were too high, and the business operated for a loss for about the first 6 months that I took it over. So the problem, eating healthy is not easy. I don't know about you guys, but I gained about 20 pounds over the holidays, eating everything in sight. But incorporating healthy food in your life is, it's a challenge every day, and especially at work. So I used to be the sales guy that brought in bagels, and I'm sure some of your offices look like this almost every day. So there's bagels, I worked in a cubicle for years, and the lady next to me, her drawer looked like this. I used to bring pizza in all the time, and I used to get feedback. You know, we're trying to eat healthy, and you're bringing all these carbs. Donuts, the vending machine. Best morning snack in the world is a Snickers bar. It's extremely healthy, right? So my solution, we deliver delicious, fresh produce to your office. We also do it to your home. And the way it works is Monday delivery. That's our main day that we deliver because we offer free delivery to wellness partners, which I'll get into that. But anybody can go in the greater Kansas City area, can go to my website, place an order. There's a $30 minimum order for free delivery on Mondays, or there's a $10 delivery fee. A wellness partner, any business in the greater KC area for now. The company or any employee can reach out to me. They say they want to sign up for a weekly delivery of any one of my products, and thus that workplace location will then be a wellness partner. I add them to my website, for example, like UMB Downtown, and they just go on, they click UMB Downtown, and anybody then can place an order for UMB Downtown and get free delivery, as long as I have one subscriber to that area. And then I would also offer a discount to the workplace for new customers. We also deliver other days of the week. There's a minimum order for free delivery, but like a lot of meetings or tax accounting firms might do it on Fridays during tax season. And so the delivery type, we do weekly subscription, we do every other week, we do one-time delivery. We have 3 fruit packs, which I'll get into. There's a small one, a medium one, the large one. I have the small one and the large one over there. I pick what produce is in the boxes every week, and it changes every week. Then there's 2 vegetable boxes. People actually wanted vegetables to either like chop up at work or take home. And then we also added a custom box that you can get either conventional produce or organic produce. And you kind of select the quantity and the items you want. If you look at the website right now, that's got to be updated as far as the selections, but it'll be updated later today with like 50 to 100 items. So those are all the selections that I have on the website. And so my gift to myself this year, I received an email on New Year's Eve from one of my customers that's been a customer, I think, since about March. And her name's Lucinda. She said she lost 45 pounds since joining Fresh to Desk KC. She felt good knowing that she had a wellness partner. It was just kind of I've never talked to Lucinda. I just got an email on New Year's Eve. It was a great little gift. So that's kind of it. What questions you guys have?
Frank, great presentation.
Thanks.
Now, a Twinkie can last in a vending machine for 25 years.
Correct.
But your fruit's not going to last that long. Tell me how you manage freshness and what happens to the fruit that doesn't get eaten that week.
Right. So I partner. The only problem where I have logistics on that is the custom boxes. So the other boxes, I decide what's in them. They're more of a value. You're going to get more for your dollar. Like the big, large fruit box, the items in there are less than $1 a piece. Okay? You get over 35 pieces of fruit for $29.99 a week. I partner with the wholesale company. They pack it all for me. I don't have labor costs. I don't have waste. I pay a little bit more of a premium because of that, and my profit margin isn't as large as it could be. But until I'm doing a certain number a week, I'm fine with that as long as I'm profitable. So the custom boxes, on the other hand, that I get into a little bit more of a sticky area. So basically, we give the produce away that we don't use. So I go to health fairs, or I come here, or whatever, and we kind of do it that way.
Thank you. I'm curious on 2 things. Competition first, and second, if you could expand a little bit on the wellness partners. I mentioned competition only because I know in my household we are members of Door to Door. I think it's
Right.
Door to Door Organics or something like that. My wife believes in everything holistic,
Right, so what's the
organic,
minimum fee? You're like, the minimum is $26 a week or every other week?
something like that. Every
Right,
other week.
and then you can order other stuff. And I'm not really sure how it works after the other stuff. I don't know if I know that they put the prices on there. So my biggest direct competitors are Treat America and Door to Door Organics. So Door to Door Organics, they only sell organics, and basically, there's a small percentage of people that want organics. Organic, some people are really into organics. I think it's great, but it's only 2% of sales in the whole United States, okay? And while you see it in all the grocery stores, the majority of the produce you're gonna see is conventional produce. And so they're a competitor with me, but they're a niche competitor. I offer a lot more value as far as the amount of food you're gonna get for the price. I also, the cheapest entry into my deal is $9.99 a week, so, or $10.99 every other week. So the other competitor is that is Treat America. They focus on companies that have 150 or 200 employees or more, and then they put, I don't know if Kaufman uses Treat America, but they put like a cafeteria where there's like help yourself vending and stuff like that. But they do everything, Doritos, apples, and stuff like that. So I have a lot of those customers. They have Treat America in their building, but I also focus on small companies. So I have a lot of places that only have like 10 people or 20 people working there at their office, and they just want something healthy other than junk food. So.
Awesome. So then you focus on businesses right now. Do you have plans to do like residential deliveries as well in the
So
future?
I do residential delivery. So when I did holiday baskets over like December, and I have several of those were residential delivery. I focus on the offices because for logistics. Most of the businesses are on main streets, and I can deliver boxes quickly, all in one day. And then, I bring a Fresh to Desk box into an office that has 20 people, 19 other people see that box. Oh, what's that? So we focus there. There is residential delivery, but there's a $30 minimum, for the Monday delivery. So I don't really, my marketing plan is my cell phone. I make sales calls. I don't focus on the residential.
So let's talk about your marketing plan a little bit.
So you want specifics on it? Okay. So my philosophy is sales solve all problems. So the more sales I have, then I can do things. There might be some branding issues that I have with Fresh to Desk KC. When I bought the company, that was the name. It's not my favorite name, but I have boxes and an investment in the plates that print the boxes. So, am I going to spend $30,000 to change the branding and change the boxes? No. I'm going to increase sales to a certain level where my profit's a certain level, and then if I want to rebrand it, I'll do that. As far as marketing, what I've lacked this year, I was just trying to get the company right this year. This year, I plan on becoming a social media expert in the next 3 months. So that's really my focus on that, other than making 500 phone calls a week.
Are you good at social media?
I'm quite tech savvy, so.
Which is
yes.
not the same thing.
No, I know it's not the same thing, but I'm able to, I don't want to pay anybody to do it right now. So I'm quite wise, so I'll figure out the best I can do for the next 3 months until I can outsource that.
Well, I spent some time looking at your website this morning.
Sure.
And I hadn't had very much coffee yet. But I'm actually your target audience in many ways because I like to eat healthy. It wouldn't take long to convince me to do something like that. I'm not afraid of spending money, all those things, I think maybe one thing that I identify strategically is that I think maybe you need to fine-tune your focus a little bit on your target audience.
Sure.
Because it's not everybody. Not everybody, I don't know about the millennial audience, but I've got a kid that's a millennial and she's just as happy to go to the grocery store and buy things because she's not spending money on
Sure.
shit she doesn't need, right? So there's that. But the thing that really got in my way, Frank, and I wanted to love your company, and I do. I love the concept. But what really got in my way, and nobody understands more than I do how hard it is to do everything yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many typos in your content.
Oh, okay.
And which sounds like uber particular.
Right.
But that gets in my way of doing business with you because
Okay.
I think that if that's the image that you present to the public, then how do you do the rest of what it is you do well?
Sure.
Because the devil is in the details. So from and that's an easy fix.
Right.
Okay? And I think the other thing a couple of things that I wondered about, have you ever thought about collaborating? Because I think that could help you. For instance, I was looking and I don't want to sit around and eat fruit all day because that's actually not part of my diet.
Sure.
But I eat a ton of vegetables.
Right.
But I like to have hummus to dip carrots in or whatever. So have you thought about how you might be able to collaborate? You know, that's one of the things that made Happy Bottoms different market, I understand, but that's one of the things that made them so successful was looking for people that they could collaborate with that made sense. You know, there's local
Right, and
companies.
I've had that suggestion several times. The thing is that when dealing with perishable items, I need to make sure that they're moving and they're selling. And so I'm at a certain point. I have about 100 deliveries a week, not boxes, but places like Wellness Partners that I deliver to. And so I need to get to a certain number where I can tackle that. I even had, at one of these networking deals, someone suggested, well, why don't you add like fresh flowers? People like flowers in the office or something like that. You know, everyone tries that, like, why don't you add nuts and things like that? Because the nuts, you know, might last a long time. I kind of have a system where I don't have a lot of labor costs right now, and I don't have a lot of waste. And I know that this isn't for everyone, but there is the people that do order from me seem extremely happy, and I do have a niche market. So instead of getting bagels or donuts or pizza at your office or for your next meeting, you get fruit, apples, oranges, bananas. Sometimes we have more exotic things like, you know, mangoes or kiwi or something like that. But I'm more focusing on that before I incorporate other items. I appreciate the feedback about the typos. To be honest, my big concern was the website working? Is the back end working? And I had the developers help me with a lot of the content, and I never really dived in and saw all that other than the products and how that process worked. So I appreciate that.
Who do you sell to at these businesses? Is it the HR director, office manager, accountant?
Yeah, so usually I talk to either the owner of the business, the HR director, or the office manager. That's my where I usually call on. And if the company doesn't buy it, or one of the HR director or the salesperson's not expensing it, but they let me in, then they usually like send out an email blast or put it on their HR website saying, hey, you know, we've partnered with Fresh at SKC. You know, here's a one-time coupon for you know, adding, and then it's just the employees, whether or not the employees join or not. So I have about probably 10% of my business is the actual company pays for the produce for their own employees.
Frank, we have a question right here.
Sure.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
I was just wondering, you mentioned that you have a manufacturer that you work with or distributor, and that cuts down cost for you and it makes your business model a bit simpler. But I was just following a couple of urban agricultural movements around America, and I was wondering if you considered partnering with people that are revamping vacant lots in the area and doing organic vegetables and fruit, because that could be a revenue stream for them. And you could then promote organic vegetables in your marketing and to your clientele as well. Because there's one thing eating fruits and vegetables, but it really doesn't matter unless it's organic.
Sure.
From a health perspective, you know.
Sure, and that's true, but the majority of the population hasn't dived into that yet. So I'm trying to get, most of my customers, I'm trying to get moving away from eating bagels or candy or cookies throughout the day and switching them to an apple. And I agree with you that the best way to go is organic, but I'm trying to get, you know, baby steps there. The wholesaler that I deal with, they actually get a wide variety of local vegetables and fruits. I mean, in this area, apples are going to be your fruits or maybe some berries. But they get a large selection. So during the summertime, when you go to my website and you look at the selections of what's in my garden basket, they will say if it's local zucchini or something like that. So at that point, the local is incorporated. So I haven't done it where I've gone out and worked directly with the farms, because my wholesaler actually has a good network of that.
Frank, I have a question for you.
Sure.
From an educational background, wanting to get into the startup world, you actually ended up purchasing a startup. Can you explain a little bit more about like your challenges and everything that you faced going that route instead of starting it from your own?
Well, I had a law background, so I wasn't real concerned with the liabilities and things like that. I did an asset purchase, so I didn't buy the company. It was part of a larger corporation, so I did an asset purchase. I purchased the brand, the website, all their customer lists, and things like that. And as far as when I met with them, I just discovered that they were having difficulties. They're a wholesaler doing millions of dollars a week. They started this retail business, and they hired one guy to like kind of run it, and it wasn't going, great. They were basically paying a guy to babysit this. So I saw an opportunity there, and we just kind of had a conversation about that, and the asset purchase made most sense.
We've got a question here in the middle.
Sure.
I commend you for the group of people that you are trying to attract into your business. 20 years ago, I started doing the same thing with Natural Health, and I understand the group of people that you're targeting. So I just wanted to commend you with that, and also maybe adding some protein to it somehow or another, just like one of the other ladies said.
Right, thank you.
Question here.
Okay.
My name is Stephanie. I used to run the food incubator out in Independence, so I worked with about 35 food businesses here in Kansas City, so I'd be happy to talk with you afterwards about some different distribution models. But there's an organization, Missouri Extension. They hired a staff person that is actually facilitating those relationships between the local farmers. It's called Farm to School is the program she's running. So you wouldn't have to develop those relationships with the farmers. You could call her, make that one connection, and then sell our local farm food. And it should lower your costs as well.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so last canned question from 1 Million Cups. What can we as a community do to help you?
Sure. So if anyone knows of anyone themselves or anyone else that's trying to eat healthier with the New Year's resolutions, email me, add me on Twitter. If you guys work at a place or your spouse works at a place that would like some fresh produce, just email me or add me to Twitter is the easy way. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you very much. Good job. See if I can do this. Okay, so I was going to pull up the Facebook page again, but I don't know how yet. Once again, we are on Facebook. We'd love for you guys to connect to our 1 Million Cups Kansas City Facebook page. We're going to do a weekly event. We'd love for you to join that event so you can be on that page. We can use that as a place to ask questions. I can see it being helpful for somebody. If you're looking for a tech person, you could actually ask a question before you even come to the event and maybe meet up with somebody new that you didn't know. So we're trying to help connect you guys better, okay? And we're open to ideas as well. So we will be, thank you for coming out. We'll be back here next week with another 2 great companies, and we will be in 2 rooms. So we're gonna actually come to this room and we'll probably siphon people into the labs. So we're gonna kind of be in 2 places at once. It's gonna be crazy. So thank you for coming out. Have a good day.